What's up, everybody? Ben Rasa and Josh Engleman here for Odd Chopper, and we are back talking all things PGA, specifically the Farmers Insurance Open. This is one of the premier tournaments of early season golf, and obviously that brings the world's best in the field. It brings quality numbers in the outright markets on a lot of big-time golfers. Most importantly, it gives us an opportunity to pick some guys that, are actually amongst the world's best. After last week, credit, if you had a Hudson Swafford ticket, you made yourself a pretty penny. We certainly did not. It was not a great American Express. I am not a fan of a three-course rotation. Now we get to Torrey. It is a rotation, but you know what? We've seen these courses year after year. I love this tournament. What about you?
I'm a fan. I did think that you were about to tell me that it was the Farmers Only event this year. I heard you differently, and I just wasn't ready for it. But no, I like it. No success last week. Okay-ish, like for me in one and done. That's the best that I could hope for right now. I certainly didn't get Hudson Swafford, so nor would I have.
Nor would I have. Yeah, it was that kind of week. We move on. I will say, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. It's good to see new faces in here. The community is growing. If you want to support the show, simple hit that like button. And if you want to get all these videos from the NBA to the NFL to PGA, everything in between, just hit that subscribe button. You join the community. You're part of the channel. It helps us, and certainly we hope it helps you. All right, you know the drill. We're diving in. I struggled at the top of the board. There's a lot of names. I'm going to throw out Dustin Johnson. I'm not picking him for this video, but I do think anytime I see him north of 20, that does always move the needle for me. But I'm going to a guy that is still searching. We know it's going to happen. We know the talent is there. It's a pretty good number here. That's what got me. I see 29-1 in the outright market for Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler is a player, again, we know the talent is there. A lot of big-time finishes. Hasn't really broken through in the winner's circle style, but he's got every shot that you would need. He's got a multitude of top fives on the tour, in majors, in big-time tournaments. Set third at the Memorial, which I do comp to Torrey South a little bit. What's there to say? It's just a guy that I think that number is more than fair. We saw him at the Amex. He was uneventfully fine. He came in 25th. Ball striking is always good. The putter comes and goes. I think he fits the course. It's not a name that most people are thinking of. The price is reasonable given the field strength. Do I expect him to win? No. Do I think 29-1 is a good enough number to put him on the card? I absolutely do. I will get things started with Scottie Scheffler. I think he can get in the hunt this week.
Well, he was my second pick if I were going to be making
you said we wouldn't dupe. You'd proclaim that before the video.
I did, and I was right. We did not dupe. Well, depending on what you've got coming up next, if you've got another one, because
no chance we dupe now.
Okay. Zero. Well, I have a much bigger long shot than Scottie Scheffler, that's for sure. I'm looking at 80-1. Does that make it more possible that we could do?
Luke List?
Luke List is the answer for right now. T22 last week at the Amex, first tournament since RSM back in November, which he actually top 10'd. So not too bad so far, but that was obviously a couple extra weeks in between. Tied for 10th last year at the Farmers, mostly due to a dreadful putter. Give me the shocked face on that one for Luke List. So, this course profiles extremely well for him in particular. It's great for guys that are going to be long off the tee. He's 5th in strokes gained off the tee this year, 5th in driving distance. Last year, 13th off the tee, 8th in driving distance. You're not going to find many course fits better this season than you will for this one for List. It all comes down to putting, and if he can be average, and I don't mean his average, because his average is really bad. I mean just generally average, then he's going to be flirting with the top 10. That's just how this is going to work. It's not a likely scenario, considering he's one of the worst putters that you're going to find on tour, but 23rd last year in strokes gained tee to green. That's exceptional if you're not 190th in putting. I just need him to have one of those 3 or 4 weeks that he'll have out of the year where he isn't an absolute awful putter. Everybody's going to fall into that sort of performance from time to time. I just need it to be this week. And at 80-1 on this course, I'm willing to take that shot.
It's more than reasonable. The thing I like about Luke List is that in this course, greens in regulation are always low. He is an underrated around the green player. He's actually pretty strong. Traditionally, if you're a bad putter, you tend to be pretty bad around the green. If you're a strong putter, you tend to be like an around the green wizard. Luke List bucks that trend. He's very strong around the green. He's just not a good putter. So he can save himself not just by getting a hot putter, but just by chipping so well that they're mostly tap-ins, getting up and down that way. So I get it. I think the number is good. And this doesn't exclude you from taking him. It just seems like in a field this strong, winning could be a stretch for him. I expect him to play really well. He's going to be a staple in my DFS lineups. I just don't know if he can actually win the tournament. But again, you need to get that right 2% of the time and you're stealing. Yeah.
And for him at 80 to 1, like I'd be happy to get a little piece of a top 5, a little piece of a top 10, because he's got a good, when you're at 80 to 1, you're going to get a decent number at those other 2 marks too. So I wouldn't have to go too crazy. 80 to 1 makes it pretty easy to grab top 5 and top 10s for him as well.
7 to 1 for a top 10 for Luke List.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind wheeling him. And when I say wheel, small amount on outright, slightly more on top 5, slightly more on top 10, slightly more on top 20. And if he has a huge finish, you're just absolutely cleaning up. I'm doing the complete opposite of everything we just talked about. I've had a great start in these videos. I've been fortunate to pad the bankroll, but I always do preach it's not just about outrights. And of course, you can find our full cards within Discord and everything in between, all the shows and content that we have here across the Awesemo networks. But I'm going to try to just take my outright on Scottie Scheffler and negate it with a bet I feel very strong with. I'm going to my boy, Aaron Wise, to make the cut. All he's going to do is make the cut. Find the weekend. The price I don't really get. Seeing it minus 126. To me, that is a really good price on Aaron Wise to make the cut. The guy's made 15 straight cuts on tour. The last time he missed a cut was it's almost a year ago. It was in April of 2021. He's really righted the ship. Obviously, he had putting woes for a long stretch there, and he was not playing good golf. The guy has cruised through the cut in all his appearances in this season. He's 5 for 5, and it hasn't even been close. I know Farmers hasn't been good to him in the past. He's played here 3 times. He has a 71st and 2 missed cuts. But I think what we need to realize is a lot of that data was when he was missing cuts everywhere. I don't think it's because of the Farmers. I think it's because Aaron Wise was not in form for a lot of those stretches. He's got everything that I want. He can drive the ball. Obviously, he can putt the ball. Long term, now short term, there's been some hiccups, but it looks like he's righted the ship. He's gained strokes putting in 3 straight. Everything is firing. And again, make the cut. You find the weekend, you cash this. You're laying a little juice on this, but I can get behind that pretty easily. The guy has made 15 straight cuts. I think he makes it 16. Aaron Wise finds the weekend relatively easily, and I build the bankroll with an easy one here.
I'm anxious to see you hit your outright and lose on the coin flip.
That's fine. I can live with that.
I bet.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a strong field. I get it. I'm betting on Aaron Wise this year. I think he's going to have quality, consistent finishes. And in an event like this, if he takes care of the North course on either Thursday or Friday, just hold on Torrey South and we will be okay.
I mean, over the past, 6 months or so of golf for Aaron Wise, he's been playing significantly better than he had been since late 2019.
So Aaron Wise can obviously play. He's one of a few guys in one of the years, I believe it was 2019. He made the cut in all 4 majors. Not a lot of guys can say that in a year. This guy's got experience. He knows what he's doing. He lost his form. He could not putt. He was not playing good golf. And now he's found it. And I don't think the books have quite caught up to the fact that Aaron Wise has a lot of bad data in there. Data that I'm throwing out. And if you just take a snapshot of what he's done lately, this number is wrong. It doesn't mean he's automatically making the cut, but it does mean that if you're getting around minus 125, I'm good enough to take a shot there.
Yeah, I mean, for the better part of a year, he might as well have been.
It didn't matter where he played.
He might as well have been Luke List.
It was times were tough. Listen, I would know more than anyone how tough those times were. But there you have it. We've got Scottie Scheffler 29 to 1. We've got your boy Luke List pushing out 80 to 1. Also 7 to 1 for a top 10. I'm going to throw that in as a bonus for you. I think that's a really good number. And if you want a little more safety, you're building a bigger card, you're doing some fun made cut props. Aaron Wise, I think, belongs in there. Minus 126 to find that weekend. That is a good enough number for me. But there you have it. Stay tuned for more content. If you're looking for one and dones, we have a video on this very channel talking about it, but I'll give you a 10-second spiel. I like Finau. Is there anyone that you like for one and done?
I did look at my boy Luke list, but I haven't dug into it yet. I'll make sure that I have my pick in later tonight because obviously it's coming a little bit earlier, but I have not made my pick yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, deep field, I think you can look to that, but me and Jason Roslin broke that down. You can go check that video out. Good luck. Enjoy the Farmers, and we will be back next week talking all things PGA.